Would you say that Americans' education base and overall morality has gotten better or worse? If you agree that it's gotten worse, what kind of results could we really expect from a so-called Convention of States or Constitutional Convention under Article 5? Especially when you consider a convention holds the inherent power to rewrite the Constitution. History has proven that when a society abandons God and morality, society inevitably gives way to a more centralized government. The less a society is educated about its history, the principles of liberty, God, and morality, the more it appeals to socialism, with ever-increasing government power and control, taking from one to give to others. With socialism becoming more and more prevalent, how likely would a modern-day convention under Article 5 result in a better outcome than what our founders gave us in 1787? The Convention of States project claims that its members carry around a copy of the Constitution, and thus they love our founding document more than anyone. Carrying a copy of the Constitution is something anyone can do. It doesn't mean that you understand what it says or how to apply it. Ignorance and liberty are incompatible. At least they can't coexist for long. As Thomas Jefferson wrote, if a nation expects to be ignorant and free in a state of civilization, it expects what never was and never will be. If an Article 5 convention were held, it would likely propose amendments or draft a new constitution that expands the size of the federal government, that promotes so-called reproductive or abortion rights and woke LGBTQ+ gender identity ideology. It could even consider other social issues contrary to the basic Judeo-Christian moral and fundamental principles our republic was founded upon. It is much harder to return to our roots than it is to carry a copy of the Constitution around. As James Harrington wrote in his eminently influential Commonwealth of Oceania, if a republic were so happy as to be provided with young men that when the republic is swerving from her principles, should return her to her founding principles, that republic would be immortal. Therefore, without a return to the principles upon which our Constitution was built, and without a return to Judeo-Christian virtue, there is no reason to believe that an Article 5 Constitutional Convention would result in any positive changes. Given the lack of education and morality in America today, Americans should be very skeptical and concerned of what would likely come out of an Article 5 convention and in turn ratified. As Glenn Beck put it,
"We are not the people to open up this sacred document. The fact that this Constitution is wholly inadequate for anyone other than a religious and moral people. We are not those people."
Learn more about Article 5 and the amendment process by visiting jbs.org.